Like a cute Chucky.
The fact
cute
that it
Chucky.
reminds you of a cute Chucky.
I saw a
Is
cute Chucky one online that
You
I
know,
think
like
I'm
a
gonna order.
sexy Chucky.
What does what
That's
is a
I kinda- I
sexy?
want it to be that.
What
for
is a
Halloween.
sexy Chucky?
I want it to be that for Halloween.
Like more,
You still got
more
time.
form fitting. You know,
A
sexy.
form
I
fitting
haven't seen
Chucky.
nothing that I like because I wanted to have like a cute like the overall be like a cute little dress. with
Yes,
the
I've
shirt,
seen
but
those.
I haven't seen. I haven't
Really? I'm gonna have to. Oh,
because I'm a
No, you ain't even got.
'cause I'm
No,
a
the
thick
same
girl,
same
so I
shoe.
don't want people to see all my rolls. So I want something like not tight, but like
because I
a
want to
little
get.
loose.
I want to get a. What are those things
What
called?
are those?
A full bodysuit.
Yeah,
But man, everything gonna be just. But it's
Right.
Halloween though, so I feel like
I
rolls
mean,
are
but-
acceptable.
rolls are acceptable now, but it's like it's not acceptable.
Rolls are its own costume
My
now.
rolls for me aren't acceptable yet.
Oh
They're
my!
not.
People gonna be like, "What are you, a sausage?"
Yes,
My rolls for me aren't acceptable. So
I am just not.
My
in.
mask is coming tomorrow.
What are you doing?
I am going to be a cat.
Why did I even ask that question? Like I know it's good.
But it's not like a cute cat. So the cat mask that I originally wanted to get is not coming until November 7th.
I know that's
But
the
let me
problem I'm
tell you,
having
so
with some
this
of my stuff
original
too.
mask, it was huge, like this big,
The big,
and
big ass cat
it
head.
was furry with real whiskers that stuck out and real cat eyes. And it was like, I don't know.
oh, so it's not a sexy cat.
no,
Like-
this,
No,
is,
this
this is a cat.
Fucking
Oh,
cat.
okay.
It's
Like
cat.
you could be on Cats, the like.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, ooh,
The
look at
play,
that.
not
But
that
then it was like
terrible
November 7th.
movie.
That's after Halloween. So this isn't
Pointless.
gonna do me no justice.
Right.
So then I went
To next year.
searching for creepy cats, right? So
Cats are creepy
I
though.
finally found one that I said, that's it right there. So it's a latex mask with like real looking cat eyes. They're like glossy,
Do
like
they
the
blink?
yellow thriller eyes.
Okay.
And then it's got real whiskers that come out of the front.
Roll rough spots.
You know, it comes over their whole head. So I want to get like a black bodysuit with like a
I
turtleneck
have a black bodysuit, but
and
it's really
like
small.
black gloves. And all you're gonna see is all this black and then this cat face.
Ooh.
So the new Catwoman,
I was Catwoman
But
one
it's
year.
not Catwoman, it's a cat. You know, I'm gonna be like,
who happens to be a woman.
you know, meow.
I was Catwoman one year, and I was a bad Catwoman. I was.
Well,
It's because
Ass
I wanted to
popping.
be sexy. I'm trying to scare people.
Yeah, I was sexy.
What
I
is
wanted
wrong
to.
with
I
you?
wanted to be.
I was
like,
in the
you
club
know,
with my whip
like terrifying. Like people
could
gotta
turn
do like
somebody
a double
on.
take. Like, is she? a
Oh, I
cat?
was bad. This is when I was little and my ass was popping. I was in there in character.
Yes.
You accidentally probably got an invitation to some BDSM and didn't realize it. What's going on, everybody? You are tuning in to us today. I'm just gonna go ahead and label this episode a TDR takeover. My partner in crime, Juan, was supposed to be in the building with me today, but he had a family emergency. But I did not want to end this episode, so this is a combination of a Death Fresh show and Where I Come From episode. But I am joined by two very dope ass people.
Thank you.
They have probably one of the most interesting shows here on the podcast
Really?
network.
Okay.
Now, I don't even know why. See, I don't even know what this really is because they know. And it is the perfect time to have them as guests on our show. Being the fact that they love Halloween. As you can see, they like dressing up as scary and sexy cats. I don't know what this world is coming
Wait till you
to.
see.
What
Wait
do
till
you
y'all
don't know
see
what
me.
this word? That's a okay.
I'm
A
gonna-
sexy cat is a typical
That's the-
costume.
If anybody finds me sexy in my costume, something is wrong.
I can't
with
wait
y'all.
to see it.
Keep Felix away from this. But these ladies are the host of the You Do Not Scare Us.
You can't
You
scare us.
can't. You being all proper.
You do not scare us. You can't scare us.
You Can't Scare Us podcast. And we're gonna sit here. We're gonna talk about a few things today. It is the season of scare.
Yes.
I thought, being who they are, that they would have watched the new Halloween Kills movie by
I'm
now.
going to go see it tomorrow.
But
No.
I give them a pass because they're actually trying to support the theaters.
I heard it sucked.
Yes.
The lies you tell yourself.
It's not gonna be as good as I watch it in my living room. I kind of feel like so. I need,
I-
Well, my boyfriend's brother, I think, rented out movie theater again. So
Another?
yeah,
I mean, it's
Man,
cheaper if you think about
I mean,
it.
I love that.
If you, because movie theater rentals cost about $100 and you can get up to 20
Yeah,
people.
I love it.
So you really only paying.
Okay, first of all,
$5.
you said only 20 people. If I rent out, I should be able to pack.
It's the
You would
COVID
think-
rules and
you would think
regulations.
so.
That's why it's the COVID rules and regulations.
That's stupid because if you
Okay.
go to the theater, all the seats are filled.
which is more than 20 people.
right.
I don't go to the theaters.
I do.
Sorry
and
to
they
hear that.
fill all the seats. So you
That's-
should be
Last
able to
time I
pack
went,
it
they was
if you-
packed, and
Yeah.
they didn't have no.
Well, you also got to remember the theater's trying to
social
get their monies
distancing
back.
seats.
So I guess the way they look at it is like, you can
Hmm.
only give us $100 and have all these people in here. Now, either we're gonna raise the price or we're gonna limit the people. It's probably easier to just limit the people. But
Mhm.
anyway, I watched it last night. I'm not gonna give away.
You better not.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna let them do that on the
as
30th.
much as we be spoiling, we ain't gonna
That's what
let
I'm
you
saying.
spoil this.
I'm gonna
time.
let them do that on the 30th. By that time, everybody should have seen it. If you can't make it to the theater,
I should
it,
have my costume
it
because I'm
should-
gonna wear that mug up in.
it should be. It should be on
I'm gonna
Peacock.
try to get
Wait a minute,
something.
you're not gonna be here on the 30th.
Oh well, the bond is not until later on in the evening.
Okay, we'll see if we can get y'all to record earlier then.
Okay.
Okay.
Um.
Because that's when we're having our shindig too, right?
Yes. I might dress up. I originally was gonna order a costume to be Red Hood, from Batman.
Look, I'm like, who's that?
Red Hood.
Red Hood.
Right. We like horror. We don't know about. Well, I don't
That's
know
why
about
it
all
doesn't.
that.
I'm not talking to y'all then. But just like you said, my costume, all the pieces wouldn't have made it here by the 30th. So I
I
just
wish I
scratched
would have
that.
planned ahead.
And I'm just gonna be Black Jesus.
Okay.
That's a good.
All
That's
right.
it.
I've already ordered my drag wig.
Oh, you
So-
should have been the Black Jesus from the show.
No.
It got like a little cute
I'm too
cheap
ignorant.
wig.
Nah, I'm gonna be. I gotta have dreads. I gotta make it
Black
authentic.
Jesus. Okay.
But-
oh my god.
I'm gonna go ahead and let's start with why do y'all love horror movies?
I mean, I've been watching horror since I was like 3 years old.
That I blame your parents for this.
My father, he was a big like movies person. He
Mhm.
would go to like Blockbuster and buy rentals and VHSs, and he always had the new movies. So like when they came out on VHS, and my first horror movie that I fell in love with was Candyman. I was watching Freddy Krueger.
Was it because he was a black man getting justice?
I was 3 years old, so I
I
don't
even
know
really
if
think
I
she
didn't.
knew nothing
Yeah,
about that.
I don't know if I knew about those issues. Well, yeah, in a way, that's because my mom said that I felt bad for Candyman, and like I she's like, it was just like you were like, they just don't understand him, and
So
and
your first taste of social
Well,
injustice was Candyman.
my taste in men back then was like I
You gotta
loved
tell Mr. Tony Todd this.
right. I loved the Beast from
Beauty and the
Beauty and the
Beast.
Beast. That was my husband. I
Mhm.
was gonna marry him, and my mom's like, "Well, don't you want to marry him when he becomes the man?" And I was like, "No, I want the Beast." And then my other crush was Bubba Gump from Bubba from Forrest Gump and Candyman. And my mom was like, "Ooh, I really hope her taste in men changes." So
That's
Did it.
crazy.
yeah, I was 3 years old. Candyman, Chucky, Freddy Krueger. I found them funny. It wasn't
we
scary.
gonna talk about
So,
Chucky
All
in a
of
minute.
them. I'm kind of like you. I watched my first horror movie. I was about 5. And it was weird how it happened because my dad was watching TV and I just happened to walk past the bedroom and I heard screaming. And I'm looking like, the heck is you looking at? And he was like, "You want to see this?" And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" He's like, "Come on, you can see this." So I'm like,
Now,
"Okay."
let's stop right there. To anybody who did not know we were talking about horror, it could have been a completely different
They
kind of
just
screaming
tuned in.
that was going on, and he's
No.
telling you, "Come on and watch."
They was being tortured screaming. They was not being
It was just like
pleased.
I'm sitting here and I'm like,
It was torture screaming.
because the way you're describing that is the very first time I watched the porn too. So
Okay, let me rephrase that. There was
Yikes.
torture screaming as I walked by the bedroom, and he said, "Do you want to see this?" So so
Do you want to see this?
I was intrigued.
Yeah.
I want to see who being hurt. So I
Yeah.
went in there and I sat on the bed and I'm looking. And I don't know what I was looking at. He was like, "Well, this is a horror movie." He was just like, "I don't want you to get scared now." And I was like, "No," because it was interesting, and
Yeah.
I sat there and I watched the whole movie. And then afterwards he was like, "Are you scared?" And I felt good. I felt fine. Like I'm okay.
Do you remember what movie it was?
Yes, I do. It was Stephen King's Cat's Eye.
I'd never seen
It
that.
makes so much sense for you.
Was
Well, yeah,
was
now-
my first horror movie, and that taste of horror right there. Let me tell you, it opened up a door that has not been closed. Like I
Is
was.
Cat's Eyes the one where the family were like,
Yeah,
Cats-
Cat's Eye is the trilogy. It's got 3 different stories in one, but each story involves a cat.
I'm gonna have to
The
see if I
stray
can
cat.
find that.
It originally starts out with this man who did bad business with law, some guy in law,
Right.
where he did him wrong and did him dirty. So the guy kind of tortured him in this room full of electric shocks.
Jeez.
And somehow
my.
the cat managed to climb into the window and witness this man being killed, like basically alive. And then the next one, the cat ends up being this woman's pet. She got killed eventually, but it
Okay.
ended off with the story. The cat found its way into the house with this little girl, befriended her because she was having, so her parents thought were nightmares at night, but she was actually being traumatized by a troll that was
What?
coming out of the wall at night to terrorize her. The cat ended up being the one to save her
Okay.
by killing off this troll. But it was it was the action, it was the suspense, it was the thrill of not knowing what was going to happen that kind of had me intrigued. So I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's happening? And my next one after that, we jumped straight from Cat's Eye to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, it was something about
we're gonna stop right there.
I-
Only
I
because
fell in love.
we all gonna go into that. We're gonna go into that
I
area.
love Freddy
We're gonna go into that area in a minute. With me, I really didn't become a horror fan.
until you
It's a-
started watching our podcast.
No, I didn't realize I actually like horror movies until Full Moon Productions.
Oh, you like
Puppet
those?
Masters,
Oh, I love
Demonic
Puppet Master,
Toys,
too.
stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of them
Uh,
are good.
Because then when I think about it, I was watching like technically things like Gremlins was technically a horror movie,
Mhm.
Critters,
Gremlins is technically a Christmas movie.
and that's the
Critters
controversy.
was
but
really good.
like the Critter series, Trimmers.
I couldn't.
Like I was
Trimmers
always
was good,
into
too.
stuff like that. That's what
Yeah.
I grew up on. But I really was into the Puppet Master series,
Mm-hmm.
which then eventually the Demonic Toys, which then the
Yes.
Which-
Tales from the Hood,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
episode with the little dolls.
Yes.
Which toy was your favorite on Puppet Master? Because I know which one
Six
was
shooter.
mine. The guy with the guns.
Yeah,
Yes,
six
he was
shooter.
my. And then that lady that spits up like
Oh
the
yeah,
leeches.
her.
ugh,
I like my other
Like-
one wasn't there a baby doll?
Uh,
with a big head. Or a
Yes.
big
Yeah.
body?
The big
Yes,
body.
Yeah,
that
I like
yes,
him, too.
I like the baby doll. Yeah,
the baby doll concept in the Toy Story first movie.
Yeah.
That whole group of toys are all based after the Puppet Masters.
Get
That
now see, now I'm gonna have to watch it because I love Toy
all
Story.
of his toys were based
I
after
like Toy
Puppet
Story, too.
Masters.
Yes.
But let's keep
Wait,
that.
Sid's toys?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That
six
makes
toys.
sense.
But let's keep in mind the baby doll theme that you're going to start noticing today.
Okay.
Okay.
But after that, I was like, I really didn't dive heavy into them. I watched them because at that point in time, horror movies were everywhere in the late 80s, early 90s,
they
no
definitely
matter what.
were. Left
Like,
and right, they were.
I
coming
didn't
out.
realize that horror movies had a budget to purposefully drop a movie every year whenever they got greenlit.
Mhm.
That's why Halloween movies came back to back. Chucky movies damn near came back to back.
Friday the 13th.
Friday 13th
was
came back
yeah,
to
it was
back
the same
because they
back
were
to
all
back.
budgeted to do at least 3 movies in a row. Yep.
I was obsessed
No,
with
two,
all of that.
2 movies in a row.
The movies also led with me and my dad pranking each other based off of the fact that we
Terrible
love
movies.
to be scared. So it was either whoever got home first, we would hide somewhere, pop out, scare the other person when they walked in the
Y'all are
house.
terrible. human
He was
beings.
setting up. He used to set up. I'll never forget it. He used to set up
What?
like dolls with voice recorders to make me think they was
Oh,
talking.
hell no.
And
And to believe this has been my friend for 20 some years, right?
man, we used to get each other so good, and it
I'm
was
just saying.
and I don't know, it's something about that adrenaline rush of being scared.
don't like being scared.
That just
How
do
do you
something
like? How do
to
you
me.
watch scary movies, but you don't like to be scared?
And
Scary
which makes it
movies
hard
don't-
to scare me now.
That's yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
because when we went to Sinister,
I
you
don't-
were dissecting the movie. Like you were
Take that
not
back.
watching it for enjoyment.
It's really hard to scare me now because I started off
I
when
don't
I was
like
5.
jump
I'm like a
scares.
veteran.
that's what I mean. I don't like jump scares. Like I already told y'all, like my little brother used to do that to me when I was younger. And I felt like when I was younger, that gave me like a twitch, like anxiety. Like
'Cause
I
you
was
were
always,
on.
I was
edge.
always on edge. Like is he behind this corner? Is he gonna jump out and scare me? Like,
But that's the whole thing about horror movies and what they're.
but
supposed
horror
to do to you.
movies don't really scare me. Like it takes a
That's because you watch them so much, you
when
know
you hear
what's going
what
to
movie
happen.
scared me. But okay, minus this movie Blair Witch Project. Okay, and it wasn't because
How-
it wasn't because it was a scary movie. I told y'all when I was at this age, I lived behind a haunt. I mean, I lived in front of a haunted house.
And I can see where she's coming
Okay,
from.
when you
And it
asked
wasn't.
that-
It was the way that the movie was filmed.
It
It was
was?
found footage.
Yes, and it would kind of remind.
So it was the possibilities that went on in my head.
Okay,
It
I'll
wasn't
give you that.
necessarily the movie. Yeah. So
because when things are similar
Yeah.
in a movie, which triggers something that's actually
Reality.
real,
yeah.
it makes like the movie Troll. That basement was set up
Do you
like
know-
the basement in my house.
Do you know what's funny about that? Nobody likes to drive behind semi trucks or anything
don't.
that's
Because of
tied
Final
down because of Final Destination.
I don't. Yep.
I'll be quick to get over.
Like I will get in the
You-
wrong.
you
way.
Even
You ain't
that
me.
movie. That movie even made me like not want water bottles. Like if I see a water bottle down by my like 2 pedals,
Why
I
it
have
happened
to.
me
I have
yesterday.
to.
I was
I do
driving
make sure
and
I have nothing
I
down
dropped
there
my
'cause
bottle and I said, "Oh shit, nope. I need
Because
my
I'm
pedals to
stomping
work."
I'm gonna stomp so hard that the damn cap's gonna bust off and there's
I
gonna be
mean-
water
Girl,
everywhere. I don't
yes,
care.
Everything. To
Okay,
me
I'll
be
give
like
you
Final
that. The Blair,
Destination.
I guess because I am a black man who would never go in the woods. That's why the Blair Witch.
Well,
doesn't
yeah, the
bug
woods
me.
were in my backyard, and then
Right.
there was also a haunted house back there. So,
Yeah, I'm
like when
definitely
I would
not.
get in trouble, my mom would be like, "If you don't stop, I'm gonna throw you in the woods and leave you." And I'd be like, "No, please, like,
So you didn't get whooping. You just got threatened to
Right.
be thrown in the woods.
leave you in the woods." Like,
But so what is your all-time favorite horror movie? Like hands down, you can watch it over and over again.
That's
Mine is
hard,
Nightmare on Elm Street,
Which one?
the first one.
The one with Johnny Depp?
Mm-hmm.
mine's probably would have to be a Freddy Krueger one as well. Oh, this is hard.
Why Freddy though? Because both of y'all basically said Freddy.
I love Freddy, but mine would probably be Dream Warriors.
I like the concept.
Is that the one with old girl in the wheelchair?
a girl in a wheelchair.
I thought it was a boy in the wheelchair.
Oh, the boy in the wheelchair.
Yes.
It was somebody in the wheelchair.
Yes, Dream Warriors is when
Okay.
they all have like their little dream powers.
Yeah, that's the one. They got
Yeah.
their little superpowers.
With Kincaid. Yeah, the first one, not when they like tried to bring it back and they didn't have the original girl. So I think
Okay.
it's like the third Freddy. But I don't know if that's really my all-time favorite. Like,
I
would really
like
have
a
to think
lot
about
of
that.
them, but
Yeah.
if I was forced to watch one over and over again, that would be the one. And I think it's the concept of knowing
You know
that you
what?
can get killed in your sleep.
let me take that back. I think something
like sleep
something
too
that
much for
kind of
that.
scared me that I'm not
I
gonna
like to sleep, so I
that
can't.
that I
remember.
probably could watch again and watch over. I'm gonna have to say Sinister, the first one. That
I don't
actually
really-
kind of scared me.
It was good, but
Is that the
I
one
don't-
we went to see?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I liked it, but I don't know if I would.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it scared me because at the time I was dating this guy and he had young nephews,
Oh, so you have similarities.
and we
Bruh,
lived
what
in.
is wrong with
we-
you and
he
your
lived in there.
relatability factor?
He lived in
Horror
the,
movies you're not supposed to
See,
relate to.
yeah, or the Ring, the first Ring too.
Yeah, that one. Was
that
good
that
too.
that I could probably
you,
watch.
You know how you
yeah.
solve the problem of the Ring?
You
Don't
d-
have a
don't
VCR
watch
in your
it.
house.
or just don't watch the.
That,
damn
that's the
thing.
whole thing about
Watch
it.
an
like-
unmarked VHS.
Right, just put it. What
I'm
tape is
just
this?
gonna watch this. I don't know what this is.
An unmarked VHS tape in our house is a tape that could have been taped over.
Yes.
or a porn.
Yes, possibly.
Or I might
I
watch
just
it.
know that Since I have watched that, if
No,
I
I
see
don't wanna
anything
watch
that's
that.
unmarked,
What would
I'm
you
not-
do?
I don't
not
watch
watching it.
unmarked tapes.
Like you just
I've
don't,
learned my
you don't.
lesson.
You tape over them, and you just hope it wasn't the porn. You know, you got to put some
Ah.
little mark in the corner so you don't tell people this is your porn. But that little red mark in the corner, you look at it, it's like, oh,
There
this
is
the
nothing
porn.
worse than thinking you taped over the whole VHS, but you got that little split 12 seconds in between when you're like, because that happened to me as a child. Where
Or somebody accidentally started.
yes, And I caught them little 10, 12 seconds, and I was like,
I'm not even gonna talk about
Oh,
my
my.
unmarked tapes.
Like, oh my.
oh.
I don't even.
Why
I'm
is
not-
your unmarked tapes in the
not
front
mine?
anyway?
They weren't mine. I'm not gonna disclose who they were.
There
But
was somebody in the house.
I'm just not gonna talk about it.
Was it your mama unmarked tape?
Hell no.
Like, was your mama
Well, they
making
all
home
gone
movies?
now.
Your mama had.
It wasn't no home movies. It was just
Your
random.
mom was tape trading her OnlyFans.
I couldn't.
Hell
Oh
no.
man, I was so excited when my dad got that camera.
They didn't have that back then with VHS.
Yes, they did. They swapped their tapes. You ain't never walked in your parents' room. He's like, "Why is the VHS camera set up?"
No.
Yeah, what kind
Hell
of?
no,
what was
my
going on
mom would
in
not
your
be
house?
down with
Look,
that.
I had some
I mean,
wild
if she
uncles.
was, I don't know about that.
We owned the du- we
What
owned
was
the
going
du-
on over
we
there?
owned the duplex. Sometimes you couldn't go in the attic. Just couldn't go in the attic.
Damn.
But,
what was happening in the attic?
You did not hear our whole conversations, did you?
Mm-mm.
Just
Mm-mm.
let's just say
Gotta get your groove on.
what's going on upstairs. Okay, this was the late '80s, fam. But anyway,
Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
I'm trying to think. What is my favorite?
There's so
It's
many.
it's gotta be.
You can't just do one.
It's gotta be. If there's one I have to watch over and over again, it's probably the third Chucky.
The
Oh, at the
third
boot camp?
Chucky.
Yeah, the third.
I like that one too.
because it was at that moment that I realized Chucky wants to be a brother.
Yeah, he did. He was excited too.
He could have chose.
He even said it. He said, "Chucky gonna be a brother."
like you could have chose from any of these little white troglodytes on this.
Oh
You-
my gosh.
You and to get the little black boy to
He,
tell your
he was a
secret.
cute little black boy
He
though.
was
He's gonna be a
cute.
cute little dog. But see, I don't think Chucky understands that he would have always been harassed by the cops by just being a black kid. So that wasn't a smart move for a serial killer.
He did. He was a cute.
I would
kid.
just love to see a Chucky where he finally does get into somebody's body.
I think with the way the TV show is going, it may be possible. We all seen the TV show here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I watched.
let's
it.
start right
We're
there.
gonna talk about Chucky.
Let's start right there since we're talking about my boy Charles Lee Ray.
Mr. Charles Lee Ray.
So how do
almost made me choke.
how do y'all feel about number one, an actual horror movie becoming a TV show? Because we had the Friday the
Freddy.
13th,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
but
Freddy
it wasn't. It
But
wasn't
Friday the
Jason.
13th wasn't.
It wasn't Jason.
That was nothing like the movie.
right. That was.
No. Freddy Krueger had his own, right?
I don't think.
Yes,
did.
he did. I used to
I think
watch
he
it.
I don't
hosted
think
it.
he had.
Yes, he hosted it. I used to watch
But
it.
I don't
And then
think none of
Freddie
the
even had his
story-
own phone number where you could call.
Yes. Oh, I called it as a
Yeah.
child. I called it
Everybody.
all the time.
I don't know what's worse, calling them numbers or calling Miss Cleo. Because
I used to call him
I
all
called
as a
him.
child in the 80s. It was nothing like because I used to call Pac-Man too. It was
Wow.
nothing like calling them people on the phone and
Your mama was pissed at the phone bill. wasn't she? Like you get this random $50.
Kids of today will never know
They
what
will-
that was
They
like.
never understand
But
how
I used,
your
to,
phone.
I used
I
to
do.
call Freddy Krueger off. The
Kids
time.
will never understand when their phone bill went up. $60
I remember
one
one.
number.
No, I remember one time when text messages first happened. She
Oh, I
got
got
a
in trouble for
$600
that.
bill. She
Yes.
was
When they
turned it
charging
off.
like 10 cents a text.
Yes,
I got I got
and
my
I
phone
didn't know.
taken away from
Oh,
me.
she turned off the text.
I was
messages.
talking past what was it 7:00 at that
But 7
time.
o'clock is supposed to be free.
Yeah.
It-
No, or was it 9? I
was-
think it was 9 at
It was
first. and then they
9, but you
changed
had
it
to pay a
7.
little bit to get to 7 though.
Yes, and I thought it was 9:00, or I thought it was 7. So I was talking after 7, talking my ass
Going
off,
ham
Me
for that,
too.
going ham for that too.
running up that bill.
Do you know what's funny that a lot of people didn't know? If you started talking on the phone before 9 o'clock,
Yep.
you had to end the
End the
call and call back in order to get credit for the free. It was
Yep.
they was get y'all
That
think
is
cell phones was
ridiculous.
getting over
Man,
now.
I'm
They
telling
was
you.
getting over back then.
They
These
were.
kids of today
All
just
right.
don't know how good they got
So
it.
we're gonna go ahead and just spoil the first episode for you because it's a TV show, not a
Mm.
movie.
Yes.
So this particular series starts off years later. So we might as well say it's our day and age.
It's like decades later.
Like I said, years later. But what I love about it is they do not deny that Chucky was not really out here fucking shit up. They
Mhm.
kind of give you a little bit more backstory of Charles himself because he actually came from a household
Yes.
And didn't he kill his parents? Kill his
I
family?
think we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, he just came
But
from
we're
family.
kind of assuming
We're
that
kind of
that's,
assuming because we know.
that's kind of what happened.
Well,
Yeah,
we
we
really
know.
don't. We've never heard anything about his parents.
all
really.
we
No,
know
but the-
of
but
is
the
that he
article-
was
It's a
killing
serial
people.
He was
serial
killed.
killer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. But the way the story was, he was a young child, about 6 years old. They basically borrowed Michael's
Wait,
story.
when did you get? Where did they have this story though? They just showed it in this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Prior to this show, we didn't know.
We didn't know
Yeah,
that. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
a little bit that they gave us that made it a little bit like, okay, y'all finna really flesh dude out this time instead of just
Yeah.
having a
It
crazy
looks,
dad
it seems to be like they're going to dive into the
His
backstory.
story that we're gonna get more.
so you can feel sorry for Charles, for Chucky.
I don't know if I'm gonna feel sorry for him.
I actually
Look,
fuck with
Candyman got-
Chucky.
Yeah, Candyman got beat, smeared with honey, arm cut off, all because he was in love. So I don't know if I'm gonna feel bad for
I
Charles.
fuck with Chucky on this series for multiple reasons.
Okay.
All right, so first of all, I don't know how much of the next 3 to 4 movies
Mhm.
is rolled into that. Like the very last movie
Oh
definitely
yeah, you
don't
gotta
count.
think about that. Yeah.
So, but when you look at things like the Bride of Chucky, the
Yeah.
Curse of Chucky, the Cult of Chucky, I don't know how much that factors in. So far from what I'm seeing when they showed the little articles,
Mhm.
they only went up to Child's Play 3
Okay.
because they talk about the
Yeah, the other one
the,
sucked
the,
after
the
that.
paintball incident
Uh-huh.
at the military school.
Okay.
But of course, the focal point of this is always some little boy. But he's not a little boy. He's
he's a teenager.
he's a
He was
teenager.
14
Middle
years
school.
old.
Middle
they're
school,
middle
high school.
school.
He's middle school because his
Yeah,
dad
middle
was talking
Yeah.
about him.
Well, he did. Yeah, he is 14. He
He's
said he was 14.
Yeah.
So he's running about the 8th.
But his
9th
dad
grade.
said the wrong age.
Right. He's running about
I
like
do not know.
Right. round about that 8th grade, 9th grade year. He's trying to find his sexuality going on in regards to it. His friends, and of course, it's like every other middle schooler. There's bullies, family members who talk down on him.
Mhm.
He's just treated like crazy. Now he's technically a weird kid, but he's an artsy kid, so that
Right.
kind of goes hand in
All
hand.
artsy kids are kind
Are
of.
kinda weird.
I was an artsy kid and I wasn't weird. I was kind of popular.
You started a podcast about horror movies.
So, well, people who like horror can be cool.
Well, artsy people are technically known to be weird.
Thank you. That's what we're saying. You have your weird moments. We love you for it, though.
Yeah, that's what makes me
Okay.
unique. I like that.
Accept the answer.
But yeah, I wasn't like
You wasn't.
I wasn't
You
like
wasn't
trench
build-
coat weird.
You
to
wasn't
school.
building
Yeah.
statues out of doll houses and stuff like that. So he builds this nice head.
I thought it was really nice.
It was like he
looking.
built this nice head out of heads.
a
like-
body. Actually,
It was a body,
He
a
was on the
whole
body
body,
part?
out
It was
of
a whole
out
body.
of doll heads.
Okay, so he's building his body
Yes.
out of. He's doing a lot with doll heads. A lot of creepy doll owls looking at you, fam. That's the part that got me.
He was a
but I
3D
seen it
3D artist,
right. But I seen where he was going with it. It was cool.
Mhm.
Now his dad was kind of
asshole.
okay with it at first. But
His dad's
his
drunk.
brother came over and there
That was his cousin. I thought
was his
right?
cousin,
Yeah.
cousin and brother.
The
Basically,
older man was his
Brother, the
Brother,
dad's
but
brother.
I think because the nephew was like, your cousin's coming
yeah
over.
the
little boy is
boy
his
who
the
I
cousin.
think
dads are
is-
brothers.
The dads
yeah.
are
the
brothers.
dads are brothers.
That's what I'm saying. The
pi-
dads are
kids
brothers.
cousins.
So
I think the other
apparently-
boy is gay.
He is
They
gay.
all gay.
They're all
Every boy
gay.
on this show was gay.
Everyone is gay.
Like not even one of them like the LBG is taking over these shows. No, like literally they're at that age where everybody's sexuality is undefined and they're all exploring everything. Because the one boy is gay, but he's dating the girl who's the biggest.
she's his beard.
She is the learned something new today.
Yeah.
The biggest representation of entitlement I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is why
I
I
was
cannot
I
wait
was
for
hoping-
I'll
next
wait
season.
till she gets it.
Man,
That-
I
the way
was
the
waiting
way
for
Chucky
him
was
to
talking
take her
is
off.
next episode. So he goes to this garage sale and he buys this good guy down. Okay. So it's Chucky right away because as soon as he walks off with the dial, the lady is like, "Hey, where'd that knife go?" Right. Someone
Right.
took my knife. It's like, damn, okay, cool. Come to the crib. You're doing your typical Chucky thing. So not to give away some of his moments, but there's little itty bitty telltales that Chucky's there. Like find out that the auntie is cheating, and he tells, let's just name him David. He just looks like a David to me right now. Tells David. So David, throws it in her face a little bit. The girl who is named Lexi. This bitch got to go. Okay.
I mean,
I
all
like
that-
how you don't know the main character's name, but you know her
Because
name.
it's the way Chucky said it at the
I mean,
end.
the cat should have gave it away to this boy that something was
Did the
fishy.
cat get killed?
The cat did eventually get killed, but I'm saying how the cat was reacting when he
Right.
brought Chucky in the bedroom.
I don't think he paid
People don't
attention.
pay attention to that
You
shit.
love cats. You pay attention to what
I would have
they do.
paid attention to my goddamn cat.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
what you see?
Mo-
What's wrong?
Most of us don't pay attention to
And
cats. we
see,
don't give a
like
fuck.
me, my dogs bark at everything.
Right.
So
I would've-
like
This
even
cat
today,
actually-
I was changing out my summer and winter clothes, and I had my like bin, and my dog was like scared of it.
But his
so-
cat was acting extra
Yeah, his
weird.
cat was like ready to pounce.
hissing,
Yeah.
all over the thing. Like, yeah, that was
Right, so he had to go.
extra weird cat
it's in
activity.
heat.
May have been. Hey, everybody apparently is in heat on this show. But so takes him to school with him. Now, this is the part that actually I think
That
bothered
made me so mad.
That's the part I think
I
that
was
bothered
so
me.
mad. I was like, why the fuck is he walking on the bus with this goddamn dog?
But
Because
here's
his dad told him to sell it. He didn't want to see it no more.
okay, but here's the thing. Everybody was like, oh, like, hey, David. Like, they're not even freaked the word. Most kids my age would have just ribbed the fuck out of this dude
Yes.
walking around
Why
with a
are
dab.
you getting on the bus
Right.
with this big
But
ass
everybody
thing?
else is like, oh, hey, David.
The show
And
didn't take place in
nobody
Milwaukee.
The thing is, like, no, none of these kids, like, you know, kids. We all know that kids, they know stuff.
Right.
Kids get on the internet.
YouTube,
Kids,
TikTok.
But
Right.
everybody, but
so
there
none
was
of these kids knew that this good guy doll eventually had urban legends behind killing people. You mean to tell me that no one knew?
Well, maybe they forgot. I mean, well, I think the little boy with the podcast knows something.
Yeah, he's the one who said, hey, it's a good guy down.
Uh-huh.
So I think he knows. Plus, he does like true crime stories.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's no way he doesn't know about it. But I don't think because there's not been a Chucky situation in
Right.
so
They don't
long,
care.
they're
It's
not
like,
thinking
whatever.
like the way like, ooh, Michael Myers lived in this house. Like they keep bringing that shit up
Right.
everything he does.
Yeah.
Watch the show. I'm not watch it because I'm telling you, when there's ever been a point in time where Michael Myers gave no fucks, this is the movie he gave no extra fucks at all. Okay,
We gonna see.
Yeah, we
brother said
gonna
it was.
see.
My brother said it was trash.
We gonna see.
he gave extra no fucks. Did not care.
I kind of feel like the trailer is the movie.
No, it's no way.
I
There.
tried to watch the first two last night.
The first two, like the original two,
Yes,
to me, I felt like the second one, even though it was made for it,
sucked.
has damn near been written out by depending on what timeline you want to follow.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
it sucked to me because
Because this one definitely just picks up
one of
after
the
the first.
killings, I was just like, really? Okay, so it was like when they were in the hot tub and the guy goes to turn down the hot tub because it's getting too hot, and Michael Myers literally comes up like this, like right next to the guy, and just I'm like, and then you just see him struggling, like, but you didn't see him. He literally just walked up, like,
It kind of makes me feel like these people in these horror movies are just not not smart.
A
that
lot of them
horror
are not.
movie was. Both of them were trash. Like the first one,
Can't sense anything. Nothing.
the first one wasn't. There was no blood, no.
I don't think
It's-
blood was allowed that much back then.
It must have been because I'm like,
But
And
this
then
one
the-
makes up for it.
it just
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's a good thing. I love my blood.
You do love your
I
blood.
love my blood.
I don't know
the
why.
first two were trash, and I can see why I didn't really like.
You didn't jump out. to
I
do the
wasn't
thing.
really into that into Michael Myers when I was younger. I think the first Michael Myers like I really got into was like when Jamie Lee Curtis's character was a teacher
Oh,
with Josh
H2O.
Hartnett.
Oh, so you didn't start watching again until 20 years
Yeah.
later.
My favorite
Throw
one
that
was,
one out the window too.
Which one was that? The one where it started off with the girl in the white robe running through the tunnels. Which one was that?
That
Where
was-
they took her baby and they were getting ready to sacrifice her baby.
That was
I watched
Seasons
that
of the
one,
Witch.
too.
That's the
Yes.
non-Michael Myers, the only one that wasn't a Michael Myers.
I
one.
wanted to watch
I
the
actually
first two
liked that
original
one.
ones.
You know they low-key remade that. There is a movie out called Seasons of the Witch, which is actually that
I think
remake.
it's on my Fire
I
Stick.
think I've seen that too.
It is really, and no one knows that that's what it's a
You said,
remix
is
of.
it good? Excuse me.
No.
Okay, then I'm not going to waste
Yeah,
my
I think
time.
yeah. Oh, it's boring.
Yeah,
Because I
It's
tried to
very
watch this
boring.
movie called Timber Falls.
it just sounds like it sucks.
I fell asleep.
Hey, do you ever realize most horror movies happen in towns we gives no fucks about? Like,
or West Virginia. I'm not going in the woods in West
Like-
Virginia.
It's
Wrong
always
turn,
there. Or
ruined it.
Maryland.
lot of death in that area. All right, let's get back to Chucky.
Yeah, sorry.
So after
Did somebody fall down the stairs?
no, he's carrying the thing.
Oh.
So after the realization that everybody that this David kid interacts with, minus the science teacher,
She was
are
dumb.
horrible human beings.
Basically,
So we get the
they all
first
gonna get killed.
we get the first true taste of Chucky, and when the kid does not want to
Chucky.
dissect the frog.
That's what how you just said everybody was horrible. Like that's what I said. Like while I was watching, I was like, why is everybody so mean?
Like
to him?
everybody's
Like, and he's not an ugly kid. Like he's
no,
cute.
he's
No.
a decent looking
He's
kid.
adorable. I'm like, why
Yes.
is everybody so mean to him?
I
Like,
felt that he was only supposed to bring Chucky to the school so Chucky knows who to fuck up. That's the vibe I got out of that. But
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's all horrible. You got to find out who sucks ass before you can figure out who we
You
need
can't
to
just
kill.
because Chucky
Can't
don't.
just-
He
Chucky
just
doesn't
kill people.
discriminate. He gonna just kill whoever he wants.
He does, but he
whether you're good or
Well, he
not.
gotta protect his friend of
protects-
so-called friend.
he protects
because,
his interest.
yes, because he wants you. You've got something he wants,
So-
so he's gonna keep you alive.
Instead, now this is the thing that bothered me about this thing.
Okay.
So
Which
Chucky-
means- oh, the frog.
The frog. So
Okay.
Chucky dissects the frog, but he goes a little ham with it,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's a whole classroom full of kids.
Right. That's
Yes.
what I was thinking.
You
I'm
mean
like, so nobody saw.
again, like nobody saw this?
Does he have some powers like that? People don't see what he's
Exactly.
doing. 'Cause I'm
No
like,
one
there's
saw
literally a kid 2 feet away.
Right.
Yes.
Lexi.
Unless they were just really into dissecting
Because
their
that
frogs.
really had me like, you mean to tell me like nobody saw this?
And it took him 2 minutes to fuck it up like that.
Like he fucked that frog up.
yes.
And why are they? When I dissected
Our
frogs,
frogs were dead.
Right. I'm like,
Why are the
when do
friends-
they dissect
friends,
live
frogs
live
still alive?
frogs?
Yeah,
I think
our
that-
frogs.
And
were
how do
dead.
you get the frog to stay like that? Did they sedate the frog?
He was
Like,
pinned down. He was crucified to the plate.
I wouldn't want to kill a live frog either.
Yes,
I don't. I
our
think
frogs
the,
were
I
dead
think
when
the
we
frog
did it.
was
Yeah,
only
our
shown
frogs
to
were
be
dead and they
alive
stunk.
to emphasize how this kid doesn't want to kill. I think that's the only reason why.
But American Horror Story had live frogs too.
I don't-
When they had a dissection.
Maybe
scene.
things
Maybe
have
it's
changed
white.
since we've
Maybe
been in
maybe
school.
white privilege gets you live frogs.
Maybe
I don't
things
want
have
to.
just changed
That's
since
some.
we've
That's
been
some
in school.
serial. Look, that's
made
some
me feel
serial killer
old.
shit.
Yeah,
I
maybe they.
didn't want to dissect the dead one.
I was in school so long ago. Our frogs was dead.
Right.
Ours was, but I was. Ours was dead too. Shit.
And I took the frog parts home to prank my dad.
I did not want. Yeah.
Why am I your friend?
It was so
Is that
man,
sanitary?
I was geeked up on the bus the whole time
So
home.
did you steal the parts, or did the teacher say, "Sure, you can take them"?
The teacher said, "Do with the parts as you wish." So I said, "Can I take the frog
What
parts
school
home?"
was this?
What do you mean?
So-
Like if he just start chucking frog
So
hearts
sh-
down the hallway, it's
Right.
okay.
So I put all
What
the
did you
frog
go
parts
to?
in a plastic bag, and I put the plastic bag inside a lunch bag. I went home. I was so excited on this bus because I knew I was about to get my daddy real good. I came home with the bag, and I was like, "Hey, Daddy, you want some candy?" And he was just like, "Yeah." And I was just like, "Close your eyes." And it's just something that I used to do. That's my personality. So he closed his eyes. I stuck the bag. I said, "Stick your hand in there and get something good." He sticks his hand in this bag, and I'm just giggling the whole time. He was like, "What? Why is it slimy?" And I said, "Worms, gummy worms." And so he pulls out all these frog parts.
I
Went
would have got my
crazy.
ass whooped.
I did. I got cussed out. Almost got a whooping.
I would have got whooped.
You
But the
got
end
whooped
result
off
was
top.
I felt good about my little prank.
I would
though.
have
If
got
you
whooped.
got
They
it-
probably would have sent
if
me to
you got it-
counseling. Like you, what?
If you got an ass whooping, would you have like, hey, that was worth it?
Yes.
Probably.
It was the look on his face when he stuck his hand in there and started touching all those frog parts. I knew they were frog parts, but
Touch,
he
touch.
did it.
All right. So at this point in time is when we realize Chucky is sick of not just sitting back. So for some odd reason, there's a talent show going on this day.
That was the best part.
And
Yeah.
David is sitting in one row, but apparently Chucky is in the seat behind him. Don't ask me how.
Nobody saw him.
Right.
Oh, because he put him in the garbage can.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give away too much.
I mean,
But
But-
the fact that he's sitting in his chair behind him.
give
And nobody saw
spoilers.
him get in the chair.
So Lexi is on stage being the bitch that she is, and all of a sudden Chucky whispers to David. It's like, "Hey, David." He turns around, looks and sees it's Chucky. It's like, "Come here, come on, let's go up top." So he picks him up, and they go up there and they do their ventriloquist act. At this point in time, this is when you realize Chucky actually has a sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh,
He always
he
has.
always has.
For those who've never seen Chucky movies, Chucky has a fucking sense of humor like
Chucky is crazy.
Chucky has that sense of humor like Freddy,
Chucky would definitely rib niggas.
and then kill you.
But apparently Chucky must have went too far when he said something to to Lexi. And at this point in time, we realize David and Chucky are going to be good friends. So they get back to the crib, have a nice little conversation. At this point, David knows he's Charles Ray Lee.
I didn't
Lee
see all
Ray.
this.
Lee Ray, I don't care. Yeah.
Which they tried to throw
This-
in that iconic "talk to me" part.
Yeah.
They tried to like
Like,
put that in
Yeah.
there.
Talk to
I'm
me.
gonna
And
have
then
to
that's
watch
when
this.
Remember
I
when
remember
someone
this.
told him
this is how it ended.
when he called 1 second.
I actually skipped over
Remember
that.
when he
but-
called when he found out how much Chucky was before he got on the bus?
Yes.
He, I guess, so-called thought he had a potential buyer.
Yeah.
Whoever
yeah.
this person on the phone is
Andy.
knows. Yes, I think
Clearly.
it's him. Knows
Ooh.
knows something. The,
You, if that's the case,
the person on the
That's
phone.
that
Andy.
means that this show could actually have happened before Cult of Chucky.
Yes.
Yes. And that's
Because-
definitely Andy on the phone. Who else would it be? Come on
Yes.
now.
Because the way Cult of Chucky started,
That's when
he was
told him-
delivered to Andy's house. He popped out the box, like,
Oh,
"Hey, Chuck,"
coulda-
and then popped. And
Could have been from the boy.
Yeah.
Which is when he said check his batteries. That's
Yeah.
when he realized there were none, and then went to the so-called
yeah, that's
iconic.
when he threw him
"Talk
across
to
the
me,
room, and
talk
then he
to
was like,
me."
"Talk to me," and he stood up and
See, I'm the one-
he shifted. And
I'm
at
gonna
this
have to-
moment, it was my favorite part. Like, "Ugh, all right, now what we gonna do about this bitch, Lexi? And just started walking towards the door. Like, that's how he killed the dad. But that's
Oh,
for
yeah, I
y'all.
loved
but
that.
that's for y'all to watch the show to find out how this went down.
That was a good kill.
I loved that.
it was the actual first kill.
That was a good kill.
It was a damn good kill. Chucky is very creative.
Yes,
That's-
that's Chucky.
And the look
creative
on
in
his
kills.
face, he was just thrilled by his
And David
kill.
was not even the least bit like, "Oh, boo hoo,
Well,
I
his
lost
dad
my
was an
dad."
asshole.
It was just like, "Hey
And
man,
he
your
ain't-
dad's dead."
I'm not gonna try to say
He
I was
was
not
an
gonna kill
alcoholic.
myself trying to save you.
You know what bothered me
He was
about that?
already dead.
You know what bothered me when the detective sat down and I was like, "So, we see that you have a good guy doll. We heard the
Right.
one was thrown in. Why are you caring about the doll and my
No,
dad?"
Because
is
they
there?"
know something because they're older than him.
They
So
do.
This
they
is what
have
was
to have
confusing.
known.
This is what was
what
confusing to me
happened.
about that conversation. First of all, that was his doll. So how does he steal his doll back from the teacher?
The teacher. For all
That's
you-
what I would have said to her. Well, it was my doll. I told the teacher to hold on to it.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. I thought that was like the only
That
thing
was,
that was
yeah,
funny.
that was weird.
But
I'm like,
I am geeked about this show.
I think it's gonna be really good.
I'm definitely here.
It's going places.
As long as you give me a kill a week, I'm good. I'll always be back.
Oh, there's definitely going to be that.
I like the fact that nothing is censored.
Nah.
So
But it's also after 9:00 when it airs.
mm.
So you get a little bit more
Well, you know
leeway.
that because it's on sci-fi.
No, it's
On
actually
USA.
on USA and
Yeah.
Sci-Fi.
I think
Are
they
they
did
allowed
a
to
collab.
cuss on these
USA do.
channels?
I know.
Fucking
I know
wrestling's on
Sci-Fi,
USA,
yeah.
so anything's allowed. Got grown men walking around in their drawers,
I
grabbing.
mean, I
each
don't
other.
watch
I-
regular
TV.
cable, so I don't know what they.
You don't
can
know
do
what
these-
regular cable is anymore.
I don't know what they can do these days.
Oh, you fancy? You only have apps.
I
and
don't watch
streaming
regular
services.
TV either.
It's the cheapest way to go.
That's what you think until you start getting all the apps and you realize your cable bill and your
Yeah.
app bill is almost similar.
Yeah.
Maybe about like $10 I'm saving, maybe.
That's only because you part of the SWAT program.
Hey, give me yours. I'll give you this. What you got?
Part of the SWAT program.
Let's lay it on the table. What,
I'm
what
telling you,
got?
people, find you a friend that has something and you don't, and just swap.
Or get a Fire Stick.
No one has time to update their Fire Stick.
You don't have to update.
Because then
it.
they gonna stop working like mine.
I have
did.
somebody who does it.
Yes, you have somebody. Not everybody is
I haven't
privileged
had
like
to, I
you.
haven't had to
We all
update
don't
my.
have a body.
You can't be.
We don't. We all don't have the
You
life
could. I
privilege
still
you
have
have.
to. I still have to pay.
I don't want to pay.
Yeah, I gave
It's
up
cheap.
on my Fire Stick because it went out, and
And I used to know how to do those things. I just don't.
I didn't
care
have
for
time
them.
to sit there after my.
I don't feel
update.
like sitting there looking for a stream that may or may not work. I want to watch it
No,
now.
I don't have to do
Oh
that.
my God! Yes.
They're just there.
They just have to work. But anyway, so with it being Halloween season, people, we have a bunch of shows, movies, all that good
You know
stuff.
Speaking of a bunch of shows and new movies, you know that they redid I Know What You Did Last Summer as a series on Amazon?
I did hear about that.
I-
Is it out?
Have you watched it?
I watched the first episode, but I'm gonna rewatch it. But basically, it's a whole different plot. Like, well, it's the same plot, but it's like different, done differently. It's two girls that are twins, and one of the twins gets killed.
Oh,
But the night that they got killed, they swapped because they're identical.
uh-huh.
They like swapped, and she was acting like she was her, and she was acting like she was her.
So-
So I think the other twin has to act like she's the. Yeah, it's
Wait. So let's say if Tia and Tamara was out kicking it one day,
yeah.
and Tia got killed,
But
Tamir-
Tia and Tamara swapped lives.
so Tamara is pretending to be Tia.
Yes.
But meanwhile, the real Tia is not really dead, or so the show is making it seem like
Yeah.
she's not really dead.
It looks like it's gonna be good. I have to rewatch the
Hmm.
episode because I was switching out clothes and I wasn't really paying attention.
I'm gonna
so,
have to.
but-
I'll give it. Are all the episodes there? Or are they doing the one
I
at a
believe
time?
so.
Okay.
At
I
least
love it when all the episodes.
If they're
are
all
so
there,
I could
then
just
I'll watch
I
it.
saw at least I watched
binge it all.
I had 3 playing and then I was like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this because
Okay.
I don't know what the hell. is
Okay,
going
there's
on.
up to at least 3. I'll watch
So
it.
there is a new I Know What You Did Last Summer on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
You know what? Amazon Prime sneak in a good show or
They
two every
do.
once in a while.
They've come up a lot.
And there's
over
supposed
the
to be
last
like a
couple of
new
years.
a new vampire story on there, like about
Yeah,
with
they
kids.
be
I
putting
saw a
out a lot of
preview
good
while I was
movies out
watching
and
that.
Just don't
everything.
bring back Twilight.
Oh gosh,
I want that. I want to see
like a
Edward.
revamped Twilight.
Edward.
Can we
Well,
change-
we don't know what's going to happen
Can we
with
fast
Edward.
forward
Not
300
Edward,
years
Jake
in the
and
future or
baby.
something?
Because remember, Jake and
Oh.
the baby are in love, or
Jake
he
and the fat
imprinted
man?
on the baby.
That just sounds gross.
And well, he imprinted on the baby. Doesn't mean they were in love. He just has to take. He knows.
I get it. He's her permanent protector.
Yeah,
But,
but they
why
showed
couldn't
that-
you just say that?
But they showed that flash to the future where the baby was a grown woman and he was looking like he was in love. So they might do something. with
That's
that.
just. But at the time of the imprint, just say that you're now her permanent protector, and then she grows
Is this
to
another
love you.
Amber
Come
Alert?
on, Amber Alert.
It might be the same one.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, it's the
I
same
didn't get it.
one. My phone's acting crazy
I
now.
feel bad for whoever that situation is.
They find the baby. It's a baby boy.
Hope they find everybody alive and well.
Yeah.
Let's put it like
Mhm.
that. Don't just say find. We're talking about a horror movie here. Finding something could mean a lot, especially
Well,
in Halloween
obviously, if I
Kills.
say I hope they find the baby, I don't mean like I'm hoping for the best
I know I'm messing with you.
outcome.
I'm staying in theme here, man. I'm staying in theme. Okay. But y'all got to watch Halloween Kills. There will be a Halloween
gonna go see it
Ends next
tomorrow.
year. John
Okay.
Carpenter wrote the last one, this one, and
Okay,
Halloween
is he gonna
Ends.
finally die? Like,
It-
what is,
what the-
are we gonna actually
the
find out
movie-
what are you like?
The
what is
next
he?
movie is called Halloween Ends.
Well, that can mean
That don't mean
anything.
shit.
That can mean anything.
That could mean that it's
I
now
can't-
November 1st.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So let me. So because you guys haven't watched this one, you wouldn't really know. But
They're
I don't
always
wanna hear
They're
it.
always killing him, and then he always comes back.
that's
I don't want to hear it because it sounds like you can't say this without giving anything away.
So just don't even try.
Right. We'll just
Let's
talk
just
about it
say-
next episode.
that's all I have to say. Is Michael Myers is about that business.
Because we'll watch it. You making it sound
But
like it's
I
so
did the math
good.
last night. He's like 60
The
years
actual
old.
actor,
No, Michael Myers is 60 years
by
old.
definition,
Because of Jamie
no,
Lee Curtis,
by
no.
no, he's 46.
How is he 46? The first
Okay,
one
the first movie. Wait,
is
you're right.
1978.
You're right. Because he killed
and
his
he was a grown
sister
man.
and then got arrested and then came back and he was sweating Jamie Lee because
Yeah.
technically
Yes.
she was babysitting, but then
So
it wasn't
he's
till
really
the-
like 65 because
he
he
might
was
be
older
fi-
than her.
He may 50, 60.
And Jamie Lee Curtis at the time was like
16.
16.
Yeah.
So if we do the math, she's like what 60? We're pushing 60. So he's 65
Well, no,
doing
she'll
all
be
this.
56 because if she was 16 by the first one and this is 40 years later, then she's
Still old as
56.
fuck. Okay.
yeah.
That ain't stop her in the last movie. She had a whole fucking booby trapped house.
They still old, and he's old.
She's
killing
old in
people.
this one too, and she doesn't deny she's not old.
That's just like when they brought that old lady back for the Terminator. Like, come on now.
Hey, Sandra, whatever her
old.
name.
You can see the wrinkles
Sarah
on her. I'm
Connors.
like, ooh,
Sarah Connors was fucking shit up.
she was a bad old lady, but I'm like, she's
I don't know how her shoulder didn't go out with that big ass shotgun.
because
Oh
it was
my
fake. It was
gosh.
probably like really 1 pound in real
But
life.
it's a
Probably so.
for you guys who love a good plot storyline. Completely forget anything you know past the first movie.
I'm going by 1 and 2, I guess.
No, throw 2 out the window too.
So
Okay, so what
Okay.
we going off of then?
what?
We're going off of 1. We're going off the Halloween movie that came out. Was it 2018? The one
You're
where
talking about the one that just came out before this
the
one.
one that just came out before that one. Those 2. Okay, so
Okay,
the problem with the Halloween series is
they all over the place.
they got 5
They did
different
the same
story
thing
arcs.
like what they did with Candyman.
They got 5 different story arcs.
Yes,
That's the problem.
that is the
Because
problem.
there's
and they're
1 and
not
2.
related, right?
No,
They're
the
not
story-
no, what
related.
happened-
They're
is
all like some of them
after-
are like.
No, I'm
all
talking about Jamie Lee Curtis character and him are not brother and sister in this one.
They haven't. Did they say that?
I thought they did say
I think
somewhere
they
down
say
the line
he's-
that they
he's the
were
sister.
related. That
They-
she's his sister.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they
rewatch
still holding on to the
the
sister story
one
part.
that came out before this one because
Did-
I could have sworn they said no.
She found out in what 5?
That's
3. See, 3, 4, and 5, or 4, 5, and 6. My bad. That's a story. That's a whole arc by itself.
Yeah,
'Cause
she
that's
fa-
where
she
he's
found out
more so chasing the
some
niece.
episode that he's related
Right.
to her.
4, 5, and 6 is one story arc. H2O and the
What's the
original
second
one is actually one story arc by itself.
Yes, that's something
Then
completely different.
the Rob Zombies are the Rob
The
Zombies.
raunchy.
He go
Okay.
in his own category.
Yeah.
3 is all by itself because they wasn't going to do Halloween based on Mike. They were supposed to be different people per every Halloween, but you always had a 2 movie budget. So that's
Mhm.
why you got Mike on 1 and 2, and then you were supposed to get the witches on 3 and 4, and somebody
Witches.
Season of the Witches. That's what the third one was.
I'm confused.
Oh, when they were sacrificing the baby.
Yeah, that was supposed to be its own, and then 4 and 5
I was
going
kind
to
of
be.
confused
they
as to
were
why
setting
he
it-
showed up after a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
Because it really didn't make no sense what he had to
no.
do with a
If
sacrifice.
you pay attention, that's what they were doing with the Jason series too. The first 2 was based on the mama. 3 and 4 was supposed to be based on Jason, and then they were going to start a whole
They're
new
not
series.
related
But
because on
I
the
like-
last one she said she's like all these rumors talk about we're related. He's just a crazy fucker.
It could. I'm
Yeah.
saying the first 2 really didn't have them related. They didn't make them related until like
later on
4 and 5
down
and
the
6.
line
Yeah,
somewhere.
but
I don't
John
even know
Carpenter is doing
how,
these. So
but yeah.
Oh, John Carpenter's doing the new ones.
he's been doing. Yeah,
He's
the last
still
3.
alive.
He got to be like what 80?
80.
Well,
Right.
damn, y'all, why y'all trying to kill off everybody?
Because this
the fuck?
we have to remember
Because
the
John
first one was
Carpenter has been making movies
1978.
for a long
But
time.
like, damn, stop killing everybody.
for
We
a
just
long time.
look. I wasn't ready for Stan Lee to go, and don't kill off John Carpenter either.
John
Take George
Carpenter
Lucas or something, but don't
has been
fucking
around for a
kill.
long, George Romero has been around for a long time.
Like, damn, y'all killing all the
But
good
John,
people.
that first one came out in 1978.
That was a John Carpenter.
Yes.
John did the first 2.
Yes.
Right.
And then he didn't do no more because remember, like I said, they were supposed to go a different direction. John came back and said, I don't like what you're doing with Michael Myers. Especially, he didn't like the Rob Zombies. You're going away
oh my
from.
God.
was
Yeah,
horrible.
the first. Oh my God, I was thinking about that last night when I was
I
watching.
don't
it. Like
even okay
Rob
that.
Zombie did a good job, like with the kills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this whole arc that he was white
was-
trash and
It was
all
the
the
whole
cussing
the
and-
acting
And that's
everything
what it
just
was. He
horrible.
didn't
all the
like-
unwanted shit.
It
Like
was
we
horrible.
get it. You like to do raunchy shit,
He's
okay?
70, he's 73.
He's older. Well,
Stop
was
trying to kill
horrible.
him, though. That's all I'm saying.
But I do like though how Friday the 13th, how each movie started with a little bit of the previous movie.
And they did that with this one, too.
I do like that because you weren't confused. It wasn't going all over the place. You know, it was taking off from the
you know,
previous movie.
a lot of
into the-
those movies back then did that.
Yeah, they did.
because
Yeah.
they were a lot of them were recorded
Um,
simultaneously.
Like the first 15 minutes was
Yeah.
the last.
episode. Yeah,
The last movie.
Yeah, because Halloween 2 was the end of Halloween 1, which I still don't know who the fuck taught Michaels how to drive.
That's another thing. Last night when I was watching, I said, "So how the fuck does he know how to drive?
Because
And he
if
just
you notice-
escaped from a mental institution."
if you pay attention, every Halloween movie 1, 2, 4,
One,
5, and
that's-
6, He drives in all
One
of them.
was the one where I was like, wait.
Where was I at? I had never
Because
seen
he
him
kills.
driving.
He always goes and kills the gas
So,
station attendant and steal their overalls.
So in the first one,
I thought he walked.
in the first one when
No,
they were
he drives.
in the first one.
I could have swore he was walking his ass.
No, in the first one when the girls were walking home from school, he was driving the car where they were like
I could have sworn
speed
he was-
kills.
he
He
was
was
walking.
driving,
Yeah, Mike
and
drives.
I said, when did he learn
He
how
stole.
to
He
drive?
stole a station wagon.
Yes,
He pulled up to Jamie Lee. No, he pulled up to his
Yes.
crib and sat outside.
yes.
Okay, I don't remember.
Right, because
I don't know where I
Because
was.
when
I
they
don't know
said
where
that,
I
when
was.
they said speed kills and the car stopped, I'm like, and I had to look close. I'm like, is this nigga driving?
I thought they were just
How?
yelling at that at a random person.
No.
Okay, I cannot be the only person who thought he was.
No,
walking.
if you look close, because I had to.
he was. I was like, damn, his feet must hurt.
No.
I
That's
know
Jason that walks everywhere.
No,
He
Michael
just
Myers
walking
does walk
everywhere.
too, but they
He
always
does.
have him driving. And how does he know how to drive if he's been in this mental institution since he was 6 or however old he was?
Now, here's the funny thing about this one. This movie has a lot of fan service in it. So there's a lot of callbacks to the first one, and I think some of the second one too.
Okay.
They do actual scenes of like, this is the same scene from a different angle, kind of a thing. So it'll fill in the gaps of why, you know, some of the
Oh,
older
okay.
people feel that
Seems
way.
interesting.
But there is this one callback to Lonnie. I don't even remember a Lonnie in the first. I think he was one of the kids I got. He was a kid Jamie Lee Curtis was actually babysitting.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lonnie. I had to remember. They go back to a scene when they were trick or treating, and Lonnie was being bullied by some of the neighborhood kids.
Yes,
Mhm.
he
So-
was in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. They that's what I'm saying. They did all this callback. So then it's like everybody was like, Michael Myers is out, get in the house, don't be out in these streets, it's not safe. So he goes to running home and he trips and falls. And like Mike is just like walking down the block, fam. Like the camera is pointing, you just see bro just walking down the block, and he comes up to Lonnie. Lonnie freaks out, like, no, don't hurt me, you know, balls up and whatnot. And he looks up and he's gone. And it was like, what's going on, kid? The cops run up to, what's going on? What's bothering you? It's like the boogeyman was just here. So I guess bro has mentally had this in his head for 40 years.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, wow.
And it was just like this, like Mike's just walking. Like the whole movie, he does have a car. I won't lie like that. He does have a car a couple times, but it plays a factor in the
Now I'm gonna
story.
be paying attention.
Yeah, it plays a factor in the story.
Because I
But
swear,
Mike
all
is
the
out here
time I thought he was
walking And just cruising down the street like,
And just killing people just by just walking up and
oh.
like
crazy.
you didn't see him in your peripheral, bro. Like,
Actually,
what
the way
that's
the
what
way
I'm
he show
saying.
up in some scenes,
but
no.
in the second one, I swear to God, the killing was
Especially when he
it
be
was
in
so
the houses.
sloppy. He was just like you literally just saw him walk up like.
Who told dog to start choking people though? Because he really do be out here trying to choke people.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
when he was choking her in the first one too, I was like, I am over this. I don't know how
Like,
I sat
dog,
and watched that movie.
Because they did a flashback of when the cop had to shoot his partner
Uh-huh.
in order to stop Michael. Like one, he walks to the window that Michael always looks out of.
Mm-hmm.
You clearly see that there's like a bathroom door, Jason, open. They never go look and see if anybody's in his room.
Oh my
So
goodness
if you know
gracious.
anything, you already know that this nigga's gonna jump out this door. And he just comes out and he grabs the cop and he's like literally just choking dog.
He is strong. I will give him that.
But I give the cop credit. He was trying to punch him in the ribs and all, and like just getting his ass
His
whooped.
old
See,
ass.
now I'm gonna have to get Peacock or something. I kind of wanted to see it in the movie theater, but now you making me really want to just see it.
I think the music probably is what makes
The
that
music
movie.
does add on to it. That beat,
Same thing with Candyman.
That was my ringtone
that beat.
last Halloween. was
Hell,
the
it's y'all
Halloween.
intro.
That was my ringtone. People would be looking, my phone would be ringing in the grocery store, and all of a sudden it'd be.
Well, it's mixed in y'all intro. But so I don't want this whole episode to always be talking about horror movies that we fuck up. I want to talk about what you guys are doing as well too. Karina.
Oh, like personally?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm back in school for photography.
that's what I was going to start
Yay.
with.
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
Where'd your love for photography come from anyway?
Oh, well, I've always loved pictures, and
Pictures of
but the
scary
main
things.
thing that like really set it off was I took photography in high school my junior year, and I just took it kind of like, well, yeah, I took it because I was interested in it. My dad has a 35 millimeter. My dad was a photographer in the Marines when he was in the Marines before I was born. Like he would do like his friends' weddings, and
Oh,
he would
okay.
always sit out like at the bases and like just do photography. And he always like my dad was always taking pictures like all the time when we were growing up. So like if you go to my parents' house and go downstairs, like his basement walls are literally filled with all pictures. So when I got to high school and I took the class in photography, it was film, so it wasn't digital. It was part digital and part film. So everybody else had to rent a 35 millimeter. I had one because my dad still had his camera, Olympian,
that's
and he still
nice.
has it.
Oh, ain't you
He
fancy?
stole it back from me.
I would too.
Well, he's not gonna. My
That's
dad. I'm
nice.
like, you're not gonna.
It's not yours.
You don't even know how to work this anymore.
You didn't
So,
ask for it. You took it.
I didn't take it. He gave it to me, and then he took it back. But I'm
Okay,
gonna get it
still-
again.
Still mine.
Um,
It's mine. I'm an Indian giver.
I'm gonna get it again. But my first time being in that dark room, I just fell in love with it. I was natural at it. Like
I've always
literally
wanted to do that.
I literally would not listen to shit in class because like my teacher was a pushover. Sorry, Mr. Semester.
Most of them
He was
are.
nice. He was super nice, but like me and my best friend were in the class, so we would just be goofy. But I really took it seriously, and I was just natural at it. Like I was, because film photography is very different from digital. Like you have to know your f-stops and shutters. Well, f-stops are apertures, and you have to know your shutter speeds to get a
Basically,
perfect.
what she's saying is you Instagram motherfuckers couldn't get like this.
No, it's not even
It
like
does-
the
it
stuff that
doesn't-
I'm learning right now in school. Like I could never learn from YouTube. I'm learning. What do you
It's-
think I found
It's
out?
the manual mode on your iPhone.
That's what I'm using manual. That's what I okay. Real photographers use manual. You want to make pictures, not take pictures, and that's what I'm
Yes.
learning to do. And what I found out, I'm actually enrolled at MATC.
Proud of you.
MATC has one of the best photography programs in the Midwest. A graduate last year is now a photographer for the National Enquirer.
Boom.
So
That's really good.
we're
You know that
learning how to
magazine
do
is
stuff
trash,
that
but
you don't
still,
even learn
boom.
how to do in art school. So
Everybody can't pick up a camera and call.
no,
themselves a
no. So
photographer.
it's a lot more to it. It's a lot of math. It's a lot. You basically are an expert of light because that's what photography is. So after
So you're a light bender.
yes.
Hmm.
So being in that class in photography my junior year, I ended up taking AP photography my senior year. I ended up actually winning a gold key, a Scholastic's gold key. Only black person that year.
That's really good.
What does it
Um,
open though?
It's not even an actual key; it's a piece of paper. at
It's
home.
just something they call.
But
it.
my
I want
artwork,
the
my
key.
picture actually was displayed down at the art museum for like a month, junior year.
Did you give
So-
them did you give them your sexy face?
No, it wasn't my picture. It was a
It was a
picture I
picture-
took of somebody else.
her photography
Was it
picture.
Was it outdoors?
Was it what?
Was it an outdoor photo?
No, it was a picture of this girl that I'm not friends with anymore. But it was a beautiful picture. I mean, it was a beautiful picture. Like my teacher, he actually entered me in the contest. I didn't care about it. I was like, okay. And then I ended up winning, so it was cool. And then
That's
then
really
I came
good.
back and took AP photography. I went to school 7 years ago. I went to MATC, but it was really hard to balance school and work. Now I'm not working, so I was like, I'm going back, and my mentor is still there, and he's
Oh, that's really
yeah,
good.
he's like he was so excited when he saw me in the hallway because I don't have him yet. But he was like, I can't wait to get you. Like, I'm so happy you're back, and yeah, so
That's really.
I'm really
good.
excited,
I'm
and
proud.
So,
I'm back
My
in love with
question
it.
is, when you start, getting to the videography side of things,
That's the goal.
can I be an extra?
Hell
I
yeah.
just want to be the bum on the park bench who's
Really?
seen the
And that's
killing
what
happen.
I told my teacher. I want to eventually branch out into videography, and they told me like some of the best videographers were photographers first. So
I think
That's
they,
my
because they
goal.
can capture
They
everything
visually
the
know what
best.
to look like in the moment, so
Yeah.
they know how to
Exactly.
grow.
and you
Exactly.
still have to know your aperture because that's
Aperture is boss.
yeah. So that's
Speaking
my
of
goal.
bosses, okay, like this next person I'm about to introduce y'all to was one of the original bosses I ever met. Like, she's been on her grind for as long as I've been doing
The
time,
number one stutter.
and like she's been doing it big since the 99 2000.
I'm about to start dancing and rapping.
Right.
The funniest thing in the world is she's the reason how I got into Kohl's, and the particular department that she happened to work in. Are you still there? Or you bounce?
I'm still at that
Okay.
place.
So,
I don't
the
give a
particular
fuck if
department-
they here.
The particular department
I feel you.
that she happens to work in is a department that used to allow her creative freedom. And at that point in time, I knew that she was gonna be the shit. That's why when she finally decided to start Back of the Closet, first I laughed at the name. I was like, ain't nothing in the back of the closet but old Letterman jackets and wedding dresses that you'll never put on again. But then like it grew into something way bigger. Like bigger than anything that I can imagine. It's to the point right now where it's like, bitch, you don't gotta go find an outfit. I got you. Just get it from me, and you will always look mommy fly.
Oh my goodness gracious.
But then she spent it off. Now, my bestie's a Sagittarius, right?
You know how we do it.
So I already know that she probably had this
Why are you
idea.
holding the mic like that?
Hey,
Like, I'm just looking like,
you do your show your
why are
way.
you doing it like?
He's clinging it because
You do.
he's really feeling this moment.
This is how you get that extra deep voice.
I guess I don't. Yeah, I don't need that.
It depends. Like at night when we're doing our show and I'm getting sleepy, I throw on my sexy voice because it's me.
Oh my god.
But she started her own apparel. I'm not even gonna call it a t-shirt business because it's definitely bigger than t-shirts. It's bigger than hip hop, and it's a very motivational thing.
I appreciate that.
She was actually the last nail in the coffin that made me want to start Unapologetic.
Aw, don't make me cry.
And smear your makeup, girl, please.
This shit ain't going nowhere. I got that
Girl,
good
please.
spray.
Girl,
What,
please.
that Fix Plus?
But the thing about it is that she's the one I go to whenever I have like a question about like why is my shit not looking right. Like she's put me on the stuff that I never thought about, which is why I want her to talk about Back of the Closet in 1128.
Oh, well, that intro, man.
You should
Thank
check-
Right?
you.
Why didn't I get an intro
Thank
like
you.
that?
That intro, thank you.
Because I just met you. I know her for like 20 years.
Okay.
That intro,
I got years to practice with. I got
That-
shit to pull from. I don't even want to talk about our personal lives, but the stories we shared with each other. Oh my God.
They don't even. They ain't ready for
They
that.
ain't ready for
They
that.
ain't
That's
ready
a-
for that.
That's
No,
a
they
whole
not.
nother podcast.
But I honestly I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. I've heard from a lot of people that tell me that I'm a huge inspiration to them in wanting to start businesses and wanting to do things. And I'm honestly just doing things because I love to do it. So the fact that people are finding inspiration in the things that I'm doing is it warms my heart, and thank you so much.
It warms your cuckles.
It does. Back of the Closet has such a huge meaning to me, only because I got the name because when I was a child, my mother is a seamstress. My mother grew up
right.
sewing before I was even on this earth. And she is the coldest seamstress in the world. She can make anything. There's
So
nothing.
she still does it.
She still does sew. She does everything. She just made a mascot costume from scratch with no pattern.
All right, I
and
might need
she-
to holler at her.
She's the shit. So she was my inspiration to wanting to be creative when it comes to fabrics and fashion and things like that. But as a child, I used to play in her closet and stifle through like a lot of young kids did at their mother's beautiful
Definitely
gowns
did
and
that,
dresses and
yes.
things like that. But as a child, I started to notice the further I got into the back of her closet, I started to come across the most beautiful dresses, gowns, shirts, pieces of clothing that were not towards the front of the closet. So when I decided to start this business, which is a resale business, I was like, it needs a name with meaning. So I chose Back of the Closet because as a child, I found the best pieces of clothing in the back of the closet. So when you do shop the back of the closet, you're finding the best pieces of clothing.
So what made you start resale though?
I started into resale because I have always been someone who has loved thrifting, rummage sales, and secondhand finds. I feel that secondhand clothing is, to me, more durable because it's sustainable, because it's already been through its wear and tear and its washes. And if it still is looking in a great condition and it's been around for 10, 15 years, it's going to give me another 10 or 15 years of longevity, versus going to a Macy's or a Boston store or Kohl's and buying something and I wear it once and wash it and it falls apart. So, and plus it's reasonable. It's good on the pockets. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Being a mother of 4 kids, when my kids were little, I went to secondhand stores and I bought all their clothes. All my kids' clothing when they were children came from secondhand stores, shoes, clothes, everything. And it got passed on to the next child and to the next child if they were able to fit it.
Right.
So I kind of feel like, plus you find great pieces. Sometimes you come across a vintage piece, or an authentic piece just from thrifting and shopping secondhand that you can't find in the store. I decided to start the business because I was cleaning out my closet one day. And as I started piling up stuff that I didn't wear anymore, or just things that were out of season, or just things that I couldn't fit, I realized this is a lot of clothes.
Yeah.
So
Just did that today.
I was like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And I was like, I'm too tired to try to bag it all up and take it to the Goodwill or take it to Purple Heart or whatever. I was like, you know what? I was like, as I'm always thinking of a way to make money. So I was like, why don't I just sell it? And that pushed me to just go my own route into starting resale. When I started Back of the Closet, I started in 2018. I started Back of the Closet with 10 to 20 pieces of clothing from my personal closet. Now, fast forward to 2021, I have over thousands of pieces of clothing that have been collected from donations that people have given to me, from my own closet, from my daughter's closet, her friend's closet, co-workers, because they like what I'm doing. They see what I'm doing. They want to help out. They're like, oh, I'd rather give this to you than give it to the Goodwill.
Right.
So I have, and I appreciate all of it. Thank you to everybody who has ever contributed, donated to Back of the Closet. I truly appreciate it. It started off with clothes. Now I've grown from having women's clothing, men's clothing, kids' clothing, accessories, shoes, things for your cell phone, accessories, all types of stuff. I loved it so much. I love the whole business aspect,
Right.
and being such a creative mind that's always going places. I was like, I love this, but I want to do more. But how can I incorporate something else into Back of the Closet? I need to make it different. So earlier this year, thanks to the pandemic, I'm going to thank the pandemic for this.
Oh, I wouldn't
I'll
be
take
here if
the
it wasn't for the
pandemic,
pandemic.
right.
Because I honestly can say the pandemic is what made a lot of people become entrepreneurs this year.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are doing fantastic at their own personal endeavors thanks to the pandemic.
I mean,
So-
let's not forget, meanwhile, across the town, we also got those PPP loaners who are running from the cops. But that's another story.
That's another story. But for people who needed that extra push because they had ideas or they were creatives or they were crafting, the pandemic really just made you do it. It gave you no other option, no other choice but to just do it. So I was one of those people who was furloughed from their job because of the pandemic. And
I felt bad when y'all whole building got furloughed.
It was crazy. And Back of the Closet was bringing in some money, but I'm like, this isn't going to help me. How am I going to take care of things? So being someone who I consider my fashion to be kind of like laid back. I call it tomboy chic is what I call it. I love hoodies. I love t-shirts. I love sweatpants. I'm more of a
Same.
laid back type of girl. I don't really do the dress up thing with like skirts and dresses and things like that. So being someone who has a love for t-shirts, hoodies, that street lounge, tomboy chic,
Right.
I decided to splurge and buy a Cricut machine.
I have a Cricut machine.
So, I bought the Cricut machine and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing with it. I didn't even know how to use it. I knew nothing, but I knew I was going somewhere with this Cricut machine.
For you people out there who's thinking about buying a Cricut machine, just go watch
Just-
YouTube videos
yeah.
first, please.
And because the Cricut machine do a lot of shit.
It do too damn much.
It do a lot
I
of
just found
shit.
out it cuts wood.
Yes, it does a lot of shit. So sitting at home with nothing but time, I just started making t-shirts with just phrases and words. And I was kind of happy with them, but I was like, this can look better. This can be more of something. So I just started putting my thoughts to cotton. And now I'm creating designs that are blowing me away sometimes.
That's tight.
Yeah, because I just see you recently do something with was that glass that you were working with, or is that wood?
I did some wood pieces as homewarming gifts.
Yeah, I was just looking at that the other day, and I'm like, I can't do that shit. I'm just gonna pay her to do it.
Yeah, so I, having that extra skill, that extra talent,
It's Saturday. I'm used to it.
I love it. I love creating. I love doing things, putting things together. So I started 1128 in March of this year.
What's 1128?
1128 has a lot of meanings to me. 1128 is not only my birthday.
Sag life.
Yes, true Sagittarius, but 1128 is also an angel number. And 1128 holds a meaning that I strongly believe is what I want to portray through my shirts. 1128 is an angel number, which means that you are strong, you are indifferent, you are creative, and you are independent. And that's what my shirts are showing you. Each design is something that is going to express your feeling, show an expression, say an expression, say a feeling. So you're going to wear that expression on your chest. That's what 1128 is. It kind of kills me sometimes because people are like, oh, you make shirts? You make shirts? And they be wanting want me to make all types of stuff. Yes, I did do a couple of customs. However, I'm not a custom t-shirt person. All of my designs are something that I have created in my head, that I've thought about thoroughly, that I have sketched out, that I've changed multiple times until I find something that's right and I lay it out on the shirt. So I want you to wear 1128 proud. I want my design to be shown. I want my expression to be read. That's the meaning behind 1128. There are websites for both. They are out there. Back of the Closet has gotten so big, y'all can just Google it and find all the shit y'all want to find about Back of the Closet.
Bitch.
2 A's, y'all, because it's back. We country. It ain't back. It's back of the closet.
Google it. Don't even ask no more questions.
Yeah,
fam.
you can Google it.
Google it.
It's that big. You can Google it. So
And she's loco, so you might be able to get a delivery if you pay a little bit more.
I do all of my deliveries are free.
See, I tried to get you paid.
I do this because it's what I want to do. It's from my heart. Everything from Back of the Closet is such a reasonable price. You can find items as low as $1. As low as $1. And it's good stuff. It's stuff that you can find from H&M, stuff that you can find from Kohl's, from Abercrombie,
Okay.
things from Macy's, Boston store, name brand shoes like Nike, Adidas, Reeboks, Puma, Vans, all for a reasonable price.
Oh my.
So all my deliveries are free. I will mail it to you for free. I don't drop off no more because I didn't have some problems. So I ain't dropping shit off to y'all.
Ooh.
But I will deliver it for free.
Hopefully soon I'll be opening a studio.
Y'all just
in
be
my
fucking
basement.
shit up. I'm just saying. Maybe we see if we can get you a spot up in here.
I plan on building backdrops. Like I I got some really
Hey,
cool
I
ideas.
definitely
You about
need
to
some
blow up, Karina.
I definitely need some
I
new
hope
backdrops.
so.
You are about to.
I've been offering pictures for free and nobody has
you
jumped
are
on it
about
because
to blow.
once the prices go up, that's it.
I'll be having a time.
That's still good for
No,
free.
I'm not saying that towards you guys.
You know
Like
what I mean? Like I'd be like, you know,
I even be posting
because
on
I
Facebook.
love pictures.
Yeah.
I got pictures.
I mean,
all
who
over
doesn't
my
love
house.
pictures? And I'm right now because
People who don't think they cute.
I'm in my first
Karina gonna make y'all cute. Karina gonna make y'all
like
cute.
my first semester, I'm offering to do free pictures for my projects, and nobody's jumping on it. So I'm
Because
Do
just
you
you
can
do-
be a triple threat. Because let me tell
Do
you
you
why.
do adult
Because
pictures
you
too?
can, you know how to do makeup.
Yeah, I do. Now,
So not only can you take
now
some-
that I'm not rusty,
Not only can you take somebody's picture, but you can do their makeup also.
that's what I was thinking.
so where are you going? So who else y'all gonna get all that from?
They'll see.
The Koreans.
They'll see. You know, I just gotta let I just gotta let my talent speak for itself. Eventually, like I said, when some prices go up, they go
And
up.
to get there and just keep doing it. 'Cause- keep doing it. Because honestly, as everybody who has their own business knows, we all get those moments where we just don't want to do shit. We just want to give up. We just tired.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say keep pushing. Because there's always somebody that is wanting your stuff. There's always going to be somebody that's going to buy it, or somebody that's interested, or somebody that's going to share a post.
yeah,
So just keep going at it, keep pursuing your dreams, keep pushing it, and it will get there. It takes time. You can't start a business on Monday and expect it to be
yeah,
off the shelves by
yeah.
Wednesday. So just keep pushing.
I just like
keep
I'm
getting
just-
it there.
my problem is I just like taking pictures of people, and so like
Do you
my-
take pictures of people, or do you do like the creepy kind of folks where you're on the other side of the block and you just?
I mean,
like when
I will probably my first project was Unusual Viewpoints, and I really wanted to shoot people, but nobody jumped on it, so I got
because
stuck
it's
with.
an unusual viewpoint. That sounds.
But
weird.
they didn't know what it was. I still like this is what I planned on doing. I still would take whatever kind of pictures they wanted me to take, but then
you'll slide that in there too.
yes,
So like you doing a full photo shoot, but you might like do a up the nose shot or some shit.
no,
like that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Up
but
the nose.
That's
I
very,
mean,
that's very unusual.
It would have been some unusual viewpoints in some kind of way. Like I'm very creative. Like
I'm gonna have to have you
my
take
mind-
some pictures of me and my cat.
yes, I
costume.
will. I will for real.
Tone, you know me as my best friend.
That is why I am
You
shaking
know,
my head at you.
Every
I will.
Halloween, I take
Girl.
Halloween pictures
I
of
am
my
shaking-
kids in their costumes.
I am
in
only
scenic-
shaking my
scenic
head.
views.
I am only shaking
and
my
that's what I'm
head because I
saying.
know you are going to make
But
that
my
photo
creative,
shoot
you just
epic.
saying that right now already has my creative process
I'll
seeing.
take it as
and
far
thinking
as
of
to
where I can
holding
take
a can of
pictures.
Fancy Feast.
I got another idea, but yeah, we can definitely link up for that because
I am
I
sick of y'all. I am.
I'm
am
a very
blocking
creative
the show.
person, so my mind, like even like me and my friend went shopping yesterday at Hobby Lobby, and I'm telling her all my ideas for sets.
I love Hobby
I
Lobby.
fucking love Hobby Lobby. I
I'm
was
ready.
there yesterday.
And my
because I can
daddy's-
just walk
yeah.
in there and get a T-shirt off.
But
the
my
rack with
dad's
no
gonna help
we
me.
need to tell them how important.
No, we don't
Hobby
need to
Lobby
tell them
is.
before we don't have shit to get from
No.
Hobby Lobby.
Because people think that Hobby Lobby is just like, I don't know what y'all think Hobby
Just
Lobby
let them
is.
keep thinking that.
But
Right.
Hobby Lobby is
That
the
is our
shit.
hit. That is our hidden secret.
Y'all can spend a whole day in Hobby Lobby.
But
Like,
these sets I'm about to create are gonna be crazy. So
Hey, so how much would you charge me to build a backdrop with just my face holding an award? Like, nigga, we made it.
and who taking the picture in front of this?
wait, what?
It's me.
You said a
She-
backdrop.
You want a whole
I
backdrop?
just want a backdrop of my
just your
head.
face?
Just my head. You know, like when you go to a Bucks game and you can wave around a
Oh
Giannis
my
head.
god!
I want something like that. I just
We'll
want to
talk
be like,
because I don't know. My dad's helping me with this project.
I'm just saying, I'll pay you. It's
You are a
it's
mess.
my face.
Let me get the first one built and let's see that.
You are a
well,
mess.
yeah,
I'm
we'll talk.
excited. I am excited to see.
Can you put
where
it on
go.
vinyl?
Well, see, I don't know what we're about to do yet. I just have the idea.
Can it come in red?
She gonna tell you.
Right. Don't let me give all my secrets away on here.
She gonna tell you.
How much does it cost for a green screen?
Oh my god!
Go on Amazon. There's plenty of them on there.
True.
I'm just
Plen-
gonna paint the back wall
plenty
green.
of them.
No, whatever I decide to, build my new studio set, I'm just gonna paint the back wall green.
A lot of YouTubers do that.
We'll just paint the back wall green
Yeah,
and whatnot.
and do stuff.
But I've had you ladies here way past your normal hour.
Yeah, my food is ready. I just got the
I
notification.
know and she orders food, so I don't want her chicken to get hard. So, hey, you laugh, but hard chicken just
Don't
ruins.
people want it fried hard? What the fuck is
I
that? The
don't
people
know.
want fried hard.
They want their chicken and their egg.
Fries? I don't know. Fish.
Fish.
Yeah,
No,
my
but-
boyfriend likes it fried hard.
How the fuck do you know what?
That's
With
gonna
that
be
being
another
said,
show.
we have come to the end of this takeover. I would like to thank these two silly gooses,
Thank you.
Big John and Little John, for
Oh
being
my
a part of
goodness.
this episode. That is what I'm going to refer to you two as.
Okay.
Big John. and
Why?
Little John.
You'll see when you watch Halloween. Make sure you check us out on all streaming
I'm
platforms.
so irritated that he watched this before us because he
I'm actually laughing that I got a chance to see it before
Because
y'all.
normally we on top of it.
Y'all normally
I'm
telling
going
me
to go
what
see
to
it
watch.
tomorrow.
Just go watch it on Peacock.
I don't want to.
And I'm going to a haunted house tonight.
Lucky.
And you didn't tell me. I'm mad at you. With that being said, make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. They may or may not be here for their next episode because I'm blocking both of them. So I don't know how they're getting in the
What?
building. Because she's going to a haunted house and not taking
Oh,
me.
boy.
Follow them at You Can't Scare Us.
Yeah.
Follow
yeah, that's
me.
it.
That's right.
I
It's
don't know
right
why-
there.
I don't know why. I don't know why I stopped. Like, is that it? I came up with the name, damn
Because
it.
he said you don't scare us at the beginning. Like, no.
No, you know what was in my mind? I was thinking of the head from Nickelodeon of the old show. You can't do that on television.
Never see that.
I know where you're
I
talking about.
forgot. You're a baby.
I am. I'm only 31.
You're a baby. But make sure you go and check out Back to the Closet. Karina is doing adult photos for free.
Oh, I got my name. I need a logo.
What's your name?
I'm not saying it on here.
What the fuck am I supposed to get you a logo then?
We'll talk after this goes on.
Oh my gosh.
She does adult photos. So if you want to be sexy for Sweetest Day today,
Man, I got some ideas. Come on.
it might be too late because it's already 5 o'clock.
I mean, just sexy
But
pictures, period.
sex is
No matter
sexy.
what
At
holiday
the end
it
of the
is.
day, the name of this episode is going to be called
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, 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 money.
And we are out of
Oh
here.
my
Peace.
God.